What's going on, everybody? I'm Cade Morehouse with the Combat Lounge, also the newest member of Cage Side Press. Today, I am joined by Steamrolla Matt Frevola. Matt, how's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. Back home in Long Island, getting back to training and enjoying the nice weather.
How you feeling, man? Since you're weighing, man, you've been enjoying yourself?
Yeah, definitely have. Just getting back to the gym, getting back on my schedule, and still enjoying the win, still not high.
Man, I gotta ask you one question I had for you this interview. I'm gonna start it off. How'd your brother get the nickname Cheesy McFresh?
Yeah, so we've always called him Cheese, like just since growing up in high school. He had the nickname Cheese. And then once I started fighting, I got the Steamrolla nickname. And Jimmy, he like made his Instagram Cheesy McFresh. That kind of stuck for a while, and then I got him a Rough and Rowdy like boxing fight, and then he was the Cheese Roller. So he has many cheese names.
How'd you get the nickname Steamroller?
That was my uncle Dolzy. He was a Boston guy, and my dad, just when I was an amateur, there I was just steamrolling people, and they were thinking of names, and they came up with that, and it stuck.
Can you tell me? I want to ask you. Somebody told me to ask you about this. I want to ask you, what's up with these puke drills that you do with Nazim and Eric?
Oh yeah, man, those they're good. You got to do them every fight camp. They make sure that your cardio is on point, make sure that you're ready for a 3 5 minute round push.
Can you tell me about a guy that I feel like's been very special to your career, Matt Arroyo? Do you still train with him, or very often, or how often do you get to see him? And tell me about the influence and impact he's had on your career and what he means to you.
Yeah, man. Whenever I get down to Tampa, I'm always training with Arroyo, training with Billy Q, training with Dan Rawlings, everybody down at Grace Tampa South. And Arroyo, I wouldn't be here without Arroyo. He really, brought me in down in Tampa and showed me, what a fight camp was, how to cut weight, just all the things, as an amateur, uh, doing, a legit fight camp. I never took a fight without a good 8 week fight camp. And I think that shows in all my fights. And, he taught me that. And he's always a mentor to me and helping me along the journey. And yeah, I'm hopefully, I think I'm going to be down in Tampa sometime in June. So I'll be training with him and Billy Q and Rawlings and all the boys down there.
Now, there's a lot of savages at the gym that you train at quite often, Law MMA. Can you tell me what it's like to get ready for a fight camp and have guys like Marab and Aljo and Ali Quinta and all those guys around you, and how that's helped you get to the next level?
Yeah, man, it's iron sharpens iron, and there's always the next man up. Like even me and Aljo just fought, and now coming up June 16th, we got Dennis Bazooka, Charlie Campbell, and Damian Nelson all in the CFFC June 16th. So it's just next man up, and then after that, Nas should be fighting soon. So it's like I'm back in the gym because I got to get my ass in shape to help them out, and that's the kind of team we have, and it only makes everyone better.
Can you tell me what Ray Longo has also meant to you and how he's helped you get better? Because in 2021, you lost two fights in a row to Sarukian and Terrence, two tough fights, and then you came back and won three in a row with a very impressive knockout victory. By the way, all three of those victories that you got in a row were first round finishes. So can you just explain to me like how he's helped you also get to the next level as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here without Ray. He believed in me when not a lot of people did, and we got to work. After those two losses, I was like questioning a lot of things. Like, and Ray said, we're not going out like that. Let's get back to work. He wanted me to work my boxing, work my awareness, and we've been kind of drilling that in, and it's showed in these last fights. So I mean, Ray is the man, just in the fight game and in life, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be part of the team.
When you lose two fights in a row like that, and then, how do you bounce back? How do you get yourself to bounce back, build the confidence in yourself to come back and win three fights in a row? And now you're ranked number 14. So it's like everything turned around so quickly for you. Can you explain to me like what the process was like?
Yeah, it's one fight at a time. I knew that. I mean, the next fight's always the most important fight. So coming off those two losses, I knew if I lost the third fight that I was probably done in the UFC. But I trained and prepared the only way I know how to, which is 100%, no stone unturned, and I enjoyed every part of the process, and and I was 100% prepared, and we got it done, and then on to the next, and we've been I've been continuing to just enjoy every part of the process and every fight camp and evolution in my fighting, and going out there and having great fights. So it's I'm just enjoying it.
You were actually the underdog in this last fight against Dober. And a lot of people, if you scroll through social media and stuff, not that you care, but they're saying, "Oh man, Dober's gonna beat this guy. He doesn't have a chance." What kind of fire did that light in you?
Yeah, I love it. They always count me out. They've been counting me out since day one, and we've been proving them wrong. And I've been overachieving since day one, and we're gonna keep it going, man. And So I love it. I'll have an underdog mentality my entire life.
Now, the lead up to that knockout over Dober as well. Did you see something on tape, or was that something in the fight, or was that something you were working on in camp?
I knew that he liked the body shots, and the left hands. And I was working at all camp, following that left hand back with my right hand. And the counter just hit perfect.
At this stage in your career right now, you called out Paddy. What about that fight excites you, and why is that the fight that you want next for yourself?
That's the biggest fight possible for the next fight. I think it makes sense. We're both on a winning streak, and I love the energy that he brings. That would be such a huge fight, a fun promo. I think we get Barstool involved and do some like cool stuff, and have a lot of fun with it. And then the fight itself, it would be very exciting. Whether it goes to the ground or stands on the feet. And I would love to do it, in New York City. But I've never been to London as well. That's definitely sounds cool. I just, it's about the timetable now, and talking with the UFC and hoping that they're on board, and finding out when Paddy is going to be ready.
Matt, we're also another question for where you are in your career. What's one fight that you would like to have back? Would it be the Terrence fight?
Yeah, definitely Terrence or Armin fight. Um, and we'll see. I think both of those could be down the future if they keep winning. So we'll see.
My next question to you, I'm going to fire up a couple more and then we'll end this thing. Will Matt Frevola be a top 10 lightweight by early next year?
Yeah, I think so.
How many more fights do you think you have to win to get into the top 10?
Um, at least two. I fight Paddy. I knock Paddy out in the first round. My ranking might not even go up from that. But and then after that, the next one, I definitely want like a top guy.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I got I always either watch Rocky 4, uh,
Nice.
the Last Samurai, or 300, or Rudy.
Love them all. I love all those movies, man. What's your favorite post-fight meal that you just can't have in camp, but when you get home, it's like, I gotta have it. There is no questions.
I have Sinelli's Pizza, Grandma Pie, vodka Grandma Pie. Go right, work my way around the corners, and then work around the edge.
Is that like the spot out there?
Yeah, Sinelli's Pizza is the best, and I love them.
By one of my last questions to you is, before we wrap this thing up, what's your favorite thing to do outside of or fighting with your family, or that being just by yourself, or anything?
You know, it's beginning to be summertime out here in Long Island. It's beautiful here. And I live right on the water, so being on the boats, being on the beach, getting some sun, enjoying a nice day on the water, is something I love to do.
Who is your favorite sparring partner for camp? Like that just pushes you to the absolute limit to where at the end you are puking.
I've got a few of them now. Earlier in the career, it was always Billy Q. Me and Billy Q have definitely, uh, we've sparred so many rounds now. We've spilled so much blood, in the gym. He's definitely still my favorite person to punch in the face. And now me and Nazim have just been getting crazy sparring sessions in, and really everybody at Law, Dylan Montavo, or the Quiet Man, Justin Montavo, um, Dylan Montello, Armando Guija, Charlie Campbell, Dennis Bazooka. And these are like just our lightweights, and then we have so many like lighter guys too. Uh, we're really stacked right now from like 35 to 55. But then we still got great little guys, great big guys. It's gonna be a fun, busy summer with all these fights and all this training.
Al opened up a real estate company out there. Is that correct?
Yeah, he did. He just opened up his storefront. He had his grand opening yesterday, and it's awesome, man. It's inspiring.
How did that go?
Went good. Just why we always all wonder about what we're gonna do when we're done fighting, and it always, is nice to see. Al's just crushing it in the real estate game, and he's just putting that same focus, that same drive that he used in martial arts for another focus, and he's successful at it. So, gives me hope.
Matt, it's so cool to see you have such a great team behind you. Longo, out in Tampa. That's so cool, man. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. I hope we could do this again sometime. And I wish you the best of luck and can't wait to see you back in the octagon, brother.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. We'll definitely talk again soon.
If you want to shout anyone out, go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, shout out to all the people, all everyone who supports. I appreciate you all.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, Matt, the Steamrolla Frevola.